Welcome back to part 2 of What If Anakin had joined Obi-Wan to save Satine. Thank you to those of you who watched the first part of this video. To recap what happened in that part in case you haven't seen it, Anakin joining his master on Mandalore had enabled Satine to escape the clutches of Maul on her home planet. Later returning to confront Maul and Savage, they find them heavily beaten, unknowingly by Sidious, and Satine returns to her status as the Duchess, with Ahsoka as a protector. Now the Jedi try to find the attacker of Maul and Savage, hopefully unlocking the mysteries of the Sith. With the trial of Barriss Offee behind them, the Jedi call back Ahsoka from Mandalore, and it is Obi-Wan's turn to protect Satine. The Jedi Master is reluctant to accept this simple mission, knowing it could lead to a great internal conflict, and using the limited time granted by the Council to make a decision, he consults his Padawan in his quarters. Obi-Wan reveals the anguish he had felt when Satine had been imprisoned, and as he had hoped, Anakin tells his master about his secret marriage to Padme. The two Jedi now know they are in a jeopardous position with regards to their status as Jedi, so to distance themselves from their feelings clouding their judgment, they go to Padme's apartment with an idea. The two Jedi ask Padme and her security forces to head to Mandalore, but the Senator does not think it would be enough to defend from any potential return for Maul and Savage. Padme leaving Coruscant was not an option, so the Jedi have to find another way to protect Satine, as they needed Ahsoka to return, just as the Gungan Jar Jar Binks walked in. The Jedi asks the Naboo Gungan representative to use his influence on the Gungans, and to gather their forces to try and guard the Duchess. A small contingent of Gungans now guarded Duchess Satine. Despite her safety, the words of Maul in the palace throne room remained in the minds of the Jedi, and on their next mission, these continued to haunt them. On the station of the planet of Ringo Vinda, the Jedi and the Separatists were locked in a titanic battle for control, and following the death of Jedi Master Tiplar by Clone Trooper Tup, the present Jedi have to search for Maul to get the answers they required. According to the Jedi Master Terra Sunube, the renegade Sith had last been seen in the lower levels of Coruscant's underworld, as he sought to recruit more bounty hunters and strike deals with crime syndicates. The three Jedi of Obi-Wan, Anakin and Ahsoka know the first place to have to look, and take a speeder to level 1312 and the secret hideout of the Dathomirian Asajj Ventress. The former apprentice to Dooku had not been one of those approached by Maul, but she had seen him recently visit a tavern named the Moshi Bar, a location frequently associated with bounty hunting. Placing their cows over their heads, the Jedi asked their usual drunken customers and death stick dealers if they had spotted the Zabraks, and one of them remembered that they had passed by several days ago, mentioning the planet of Florum. Obi-Wan's eyes widened as he realised that Maul and Savage were back for revenge on Hondo and his gang. Leaving Shaak Ti and the other Jedi to deal with the situation on Kamino, the three Jedi take the twilight to the planet of Florum, but in the airspace of the planet, a full-scale battle was already occurring. Hondo was using all of his fleet, previously stored in his secret vault, but Maul's fleet, funded by the Shadow Collective, was clearly winning the aerial battle. The Jedi knew that the dark side users wanted the throat of the pirates, and dived down to the planet below, settling upon one of the dust bowls near Hondo's ruined base. To their surprise, the Jedi could only see Savage press, causing terror amongst the pirate gang, and Obi-Wan leapt forward to block a killing strike aimed for Hondo. The raw power of the brute was not matched by his technique, and the three Jedi dissect him limb by limb, until he was left helpless on the floor. But in the face of defeat, Savage managed a low laugh that shook the Jedi to their core, as he told them that Maul had led an attack to take over Mandalore, whilst he had been a distraction for the Jedi. The trio stare in horror at the potential fate of Jar Jar and Satine, and after they'd secured Savage in a cell with the help of Hondo, they tried to boost their signal to find Jar Jar or Satine. Savage had told the truth in what Maul had aimed to do, and Obi-Wan diverts his 212th Battalion to Mandalore, while they search for anybody on Mandalore that could help them. To their relief, Bo-Katan heard the pleas of the Jedi from a fallen comlink in the centre of the academy, and she ensured the Jedi could safely land in the planet, as her Night Owls and Gungans tried to stop Maul's forces from entering the confines of the palace. Despite her best efforts, Bo-Katan cannot stop the Jedi's freighter from exploding, and they fall to the floor in a pile of rubble. Entering into the slowly crumbling palace, the Jedi free Satine from her confinement before they hear the voice of Maul from behind them. That is it for part 2 of What If Anakin had joined Obi-Wan in saving Satine. If you'd like to see a part 3 soon, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.